This is... Brian Anderson, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and the Hall of Famer Grant Hill here with me at the table, and Allie LaForce reporting from the sidelines. Outside Edwards. Harris a screen. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. And they'll give that one to Miles Turner.
Yeah, you have to challenge Edwards inside without fouling. Well, that's not easy to do.
Stan, a recent development in Anthony Edwards' game, his three-point shooting.
Yeah, Brian, he led the league in threes attempted last year and shot it at a good percentage, too. He's such a good driver. Taking lots of threes will open things up for him.
And the Bucks with the possession here. Antetokounmpo surveys. Six to shoot. To the wing, right side. Here's Artest. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And that's just Giannis making the right play, feeding the open man.
Pass to Edwards. Here he goes. And the layup falls.
What a ferocious drive by Edwards, fending off the defense with ease.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
And Grant, for everything else he's accomplished, Giannis hasn't quite mastered the three-point shot.
And you know, he hasn't had to, B.A. You want him inside, hitting on those high percentages, shutting down the lane defensively, and, of course, controlling the boards.
Detroit with the ball. The Bucks getting their last shot to go. Pass to Harris from behind the arc. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the board. And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Here's Artest. Back to Antetokounmpo. Kuzma, left side. From outside, off the mark. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I was able to talk with Doc Rivers for a minute. Immediately, Anthony Edwards came up in our conversation, and Coach kind of chuckled and said, well, I don't know if anyone on the planet can slow this kid down. He's on his way to becoming one of the best in the league, if he's not there already. Looks like they're going to roll the dice on one of the league's most talented players. BA, back to you.
Thanks for that, Allie. Detroit moving the ball around. Here's Edwards. Rebounded by Kuzma.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Stan, when you talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, would you say he's one of the most unguardable players ever?
Well, BA's certainly got to be in the conversation. Besides maybe Wemby, we haven't seen anyone like Giannis when it comes to length and those long strides especially. Plus, he has that strength, too.
And last season, the Pistons became the first team ever to triple their win total from the previous campaign.
Yeah, going from the worst record in the association in 2024 to a playoff team in 2025. And now they look to just keep on rising. So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
You can see Ant-Man light up on the break. Loves being in the open floor.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. To the middle. Here's Duren. The shot is good, and this game is back to even.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Pass to Turner. Here's Artest. Antetokounmpo outside. Milwaukee needs to get a shot off here. Here's Porter. And the shot no good. A bit short.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
And here's Hardaway. To the paint. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
Well, that's an unforced error. If you want to drive your coach crazy, that's the way to do it.
And the Bucks with the possession here. Antetokounmpo outside. Pass to Portis. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot two. That one on Duren. And when it comes to rebounding, on a per-minute basis, Bobby Portis is one of the best, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he takes pride in that part of the game. Really active, aggressive. The team feeds off his energy. But really, Bobby Portis is a key big for this team. He hits threes to stretch the floor, scores at a high clip, plus Bobby is a great rebounder. Well, the screen is what gave him space to make his move.
And here's Porter. No points so far. Pass to Green. Now Portis. From about 16. No good on the buzzer beater. Tie game in Milwaukee. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we... And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. All right, what stands out to you from Milwaukee in this one?
Attacking relentlessly, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the stripe.
Right, and now you want to see them sustain this relentlessness for the entire game because it's clearly paying off.
And it's Porter with the ball for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo, right side. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Hardaway.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Kuzma outside. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. And the Pistons pushing it up now. Here's Stewart, and he floats it in for the easy two. Credit the sweet setup on that one. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Detroit.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And I've also really liked how aggressive they've been in the open floor. I mean, when they see a chance to push it, they go for it.
Here's Hardaway. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2. Well, to play great defense, teams have to provide help. But how do you avoid over-helping?
It's a great question, B.A., and it's like anything in the game. Basketball is a game of decisions. I think people look at it and they talk about athletic ability and they talk about skills, which are both important. But the best players and the best teams are the best decision makers, and the same thing goes as to when to help and when to stay home on shooters.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thank you. Well, the Bucks want to capitalize on their bigs. Coach Doc Rivers said, one advantage we have is our size, and the slower the game gets, the bigger we get. So taking opponents out of transition, making it a half-court game, allows us to be a big basketball team. Brian?
Leveraging that tall timber. Allie, thanks very much for the report. Here's Hardaway after the Bucks picking up a basket just moments ago. Harris outside. Into the lane. And Harris throws it down.
You know, Harris isn't just a jump shooter. He's also skilled at finding avenues to the rim.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And he converts the layup. Antetokounmpo's got 6 here in the quarter. Well, Grant, you got to give the Bucks credit. 9 straight postseason appearances, the longest running streak in the league.
Yeah, but 3 straight first-round exits. I mean, you could tell the boat's taking on water, and tough decisions are required.
And the Bucks with the possession here, following the three-pointer by Detroit. Here's Antetokounmpo. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Jaden McDaniels picks one up.
How strong is Giannis? I mean, he's just so hard to defend. Sometimes you have to foul.
First free throw is good. And Stan, the Pistons' J.B. Bickerstaff, the runner-up last season for Coach of the Year.
Well, yeah, instead it went to Kenny Atkinson, who replaced him in Cleveland. But B.A. talking about landing on your feet, Bickerstaff showing again he can turn things around.
And so timeout here by Doc Rivers. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
And we'd all love to hear what goes on in those huddles, but we just get the snapshots.
Well, as a coach, you want to cover just 1 or 2 major points. That way guys can absorb it and go out and execute.
And Detroit making a change here. Quarter number 2 and around 3 minutes gone by. On the wing, Green. Picked by Prince. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Artest. Takes it inside. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. Detroit leading by 4. Ivy goes in. Here's Stewart. And finished off by Stewart.
Well, where was the defense? You can't let a big man like Stewart get this deep.
And then Porter with the dunk.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, B.A.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
The last pick of the first round in 2019, Porter Jr. plays with a chip on his shoulder. I love the competitive attitude.
Now here's Green. Yet to see a basket. A nice shot by Artest.
He made the most of that opening, teaching the defense a lesson.
Here's Edwards. And then flying high.
Yeah, doing it with speed and style. Edwards putting on a show at the rim.
Outside, Green. Knocked away. Stolen by Ivy. .29 seconds left in the second period. Back to Robinson. Detroit needs to get off a shot. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Artest. 5 points in the game. Pass to Green. Beyond the arc. That one is off. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Detroit on top, leading by just 2. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. And so it's Antetokounmpo with it. He brings it up for the Bucks. Trailing by 2. Pass to Artest. Back to Antetokounmpo. McDaniels with some nice D.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
The #1 overall pick in 2020. Grant, you think Anthony Edwards has a shot to become the best American-born player in the NBA?
You know, I think his aspiration is higher than that, B.A. He's thinking MVP, face of the league. And if you ask me, he has the talent to do it.
It's Prince on the wing. Clock at 6. Back to Antetokounmpo. Oh! Don't let Giannis in!
You can really see their confidence growing as this game has gone on. They have reason to believe that.
Yeah, they're in this one. They have some momentum on their side, and they just need to keep up the intensity.
Here's Edwards. Get up, Anthony Edwards!
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
Antetokounmpo with it. Now guarded by McDaniels. Pass to Artest. Turner inside. Here's Artest. Back to Turner. Turin with a steal. Now Hardaway. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Kuzma. Now Milwaukee moving it up. Oh! And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Edwards. Oh! Edwards powers it home.
Well, we've seen this movie before. Edwards is rolling, and his energy right now is infectious. They've had a quiet start to this half, hitting just one of their first 4 attempts.
Here's Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
Precise delivery on the pass. Led him perfect.
Antetokounmpo. Look at Giannis playing big inside against contact.
Playing some bully ball inside. Giannis using his size and frame to get his finish.
Outside Edwards. Out to Harris. It's tipped. And stolen by Antetokounmpo. Giannis soars in for the fast break finish.
Well, when it comes to getting the ball in the open floor, no one is more dangerous than Giannis.
And coach, some tough luck for the Bucks with injuries to their star players in recent years.
Yeah, well, last season, Lillard went down with the Achilles. Before him, Chris Middleton battled injuries. Even Giannis had his share. In this league, it's not enough to just be good. You need to have some luck, too.
There's the call on Jalen Duren. That's foul number 2 for him.
And yeah, he still was moving at the point of contact.
And so the timeout by J.B. Bickerstaff here. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Porter with it. Pass to Green. 4 on the clock. Sees the lob. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. The Pistons lead by 4. They set the pick. Down low. Here's Holland. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Now here's Porter. Pass to Portis. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Well, the defense was there, but big Bobby Portis made a tough shot. A high-level basketball play.
Back to Stewart. Picked by Stewart. Knocks it loose. Portis with the steal. Now Milwaukee moving it up. Porter with it. Guarded by Stewart. The drive by Porter. Count it. Now just a 2-point Detroit lead.
They keep cashing in when they have the room to run.
There's the double team with Porter. And the ball is tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Outside, Green. Here's Kuzma. Oh, and he hits it at the buzzer.
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Well, it's good to have.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, team, I was able to catch the message that J.B. Bickerstaff was giving to his team. He tried to loosen the tension a little, asking his guys, are we having fun? I know I am. Just relax out there and follow the game plan. We've got this.
Allie, thank you. McDaniels with it, and it's Kuzma picking him up. Harris a screen. Shot clock at 3. Here's Duren. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. And the Pistons lead by 2.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
Well, you know, this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Kuzma outside. Over Hardaway. It's Kuzma with the miss. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
And it's Hardaway on the take. Outside Edwards. Back to Duren. Kicks it out to Hardaway. The 3 is up. Hits the trifecta. And now a 5-point Pistons lead.
He drops yet another dive, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
And Detroit another 3. All right, guys, a breakdown here of the hustle stats for the Pistons.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And their block numbers also stand out to me. Challenging shots at the rim has been a big part of their defensive success. And B.A., he takes his rebounding so seriously.
This dude is such a grinder. His teammates appreciate the effort. Just goes all out on the glass.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Yes, sir! Moving quick and a great assist in transition.
Just a selfless play by Giannis. He knows all eyes are on him, so he dishes to a ready shooter.
McDaniels outside. Now Duren. Here's Edwards. Up top Harris. Now Edwards. Let's loose for 3. Turner with a rebound.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
Now Antetokounmpo. Turner outside. Oh, he jammed it.
Good find there by Turner. He sees an opening and swiftly feeds the ready shooter.
Now Edwards. And they double up Edwards. Right side Hardaway. Now Edwards. Duren. Oh, putting in work inside.
What an injection of energy from Duren. Working hard to find points for his team.
And that's in.
You can tell Giannis loves delivering in these moments. Puts the team on his back without hesitation.
Outside Edwards. Edwards is doubled. Here's Duren. Harris. The putback. The steal. In transition. Here come the Bucks. To tie it up. And he cashes it in on the layup.
And that finally gets them back to even.
It took a while, but they chipped away, and now it's anyone's game.
Edwards is doubled. McDaniels outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Edwards. Throw back.
Sometimes the action speeds up on you a little too much. Two teammates not on the same wavelength yet.
And Doc Rivers calls timeout. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Milwaukee making a switch here. "34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Antetokounmpo outside. Shot clock at 6. Yes, sir! The finish with the jam.
Whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time play.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Duren. So it's a narrow victory for the Bucks, pulling it out for the W. What a performance they had here at home today.
I'll tell you what, these are the ones that are so nice to win and so tough to lose. I love being on the edge of my seat, never knowing what would happen.